few minutes, so I thought I would get a quick recording of a podcast in before things get a little crazy for the night. It's been a couple weeks since I podcasted, and I didn't really want to go longer than that because I've been on a good streak so far, 2 in a row. So this is the Knitspired podcast. I believe this is episode 11. Today is Thursday, September 7th. And yeah, that's it. My name is Mikobeeko. You can find me on Ravelry as Mikobeeko. And there is a Knitspired podcast group called Knitspired. You can find me on Instagram as Kamiko_MC_Knitspired. You just have to request to follow me. I just keep it private, I guess. But if you request to follow me, that's totally fine. I will definitely add you as a friend. So yeah, it's been, like I said, it's been 2 weeks, and it's been really crazy. Just life, you know, how that just seems to get in the way. And yeah, I've gotten a few things done knitting wise. I'm feeling really cozy though, because I am a summer girl. I love summer, love it, but it's been a cold summer. So I'm an American knitter living in Ontario, Canada, not too far from Toronto. So it's cold up here, but it's not any different than where I grew up, which is in New England, Massachusetts and Rhode Island more specifically. And so normally summers are like super duper humid and hot and everything, and then you have fall and winter and spring and all that good stuff. But usually I feel like summer goes way into fall and it stays really hot, and then it gets cold. And not so this year. We had a pretty cool summer. We only had a handful of warm days. And now, like, for the last week, it's been cold, like cool-ish. I think today it only got up to 15 Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. I forget. But cool, like crisp, cool fall sweater weather. My daughter had a sweater, a dress, leggings, and of course boots, like rain boots, because she's 3 and she can do that. So, but yeah, it's just cool days, very, very cool nights. The AC is no longer on. Windows are open at night, and it's very cold. I had to buy another blanket for the bed today, actually. But I'm feeling really cozy about that. That kind of makes me happy because I've been knitting so much lately. And I've been knitting all summer long, obviously, like every day. That's what I do, I knit. And so having the cool weather upon us, I'm really happy this year. I'm at peace with it. I'm good. Deep down, I've always liked the fall, but I think the thing that I hate about it is that it goes into winter, and winter is gray and dark and ugh, but I'm okay with it. I'll be fine with it. I do like to stay in anyway and be in front of the fireplace. So it's not like I'm like some big outdoorsy person anyway. Whatever. But so I'm going to just share a few things that I have been working on in the last couple of weeks. This weekend coming up, there is the Kitchener-Waterloo Knitters Guild Knitters Fair. It's the 3rd one that I will be going to. And I really wanted to get a shawl knit up for that. I have no idea what the weather's going to be like. Usually it's pretty hot there, but I'm thinking this weekend it's going to be cool. It's indoors, but still, you know, it gets hot. But I've been working on the Mara, I think I would say Mara shawl by Madeline Tosh. And it's just in this, like I think I showed it before, a purpley yarn. Yeah, I definitely showed it before, and I made a massive amount of progress, but I still have a couple of inches of the edging left on it, and that's kind of like, I'm getting sick of it, but I'm like determined to finish it, but I will. I'll finish it before this weekend. And it's basically like a zombie knitting pattern, really. It's just been garter stitched the entire time, so it's going to be really squishy. And of course, I am in the middle of a row, so you're not going to be able to tell what it looks like very well. The needles are not long enough, so it's really bunched up and everything. But I'll try to show you a picture. I'll try to insert a picture of what it actually looks like. It's a free pattern by Madeline Tosh on Ravelry. I think I said that. And let's see if I can find the ends. Okay, so here's an end and here's an end. And it's just a basic like increase in the middle and then an increase on the sides, and then oh yeah, the edging is, it started with a 1x1 rib and then increased into a 2x2 rib. And my lighting is waning, so I'm not sure how well you're gonna be able to see. It's a really pretty pattern. It's gonna be warm and squishy, just like you want it. And it's such an easy knit. Very mindless. It's a good way for someone to get into shawl knitting, actually. It's very simple, like super simple, but the end product is going to be beautiful. Just super nice and just so warm. And the yarn is nothing special. It is a DK mixed fiber. It's got some acrylic and some wool, superwash wool, I believe. So it's like a mix like that, but it's super, super duper soft. I'm really happy with the yarn. It has a tiny bit of a halo, but not bad at all. And it's funny because it's got like, I don't know if you can see it inside of it, but so it's mainly like an eggplanty purple, but it's got like little tiny flecks of blue in it. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, so I'm not sure if that's any better, the lighting. But anyway, I just wanted to show the purple of that with a little bit of blue flecks in it. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but as I'm fixing this up, I'm losing stitches on my needle. That's always a heart attack worthy moment. But yeah, I'm really happy with the shawl. It's nice and heavy. Yeah, I've been tackling knitting projects and just really branching out from what I normally would lean toward. I just want to do things more exciting, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm talking about. So in the last couple of weeks, another project that I worked on, really nothing crazy or anything, but we went to a family anniversary dinner for my in-laws and for my sister-in-law's parents. So it was like a twofold. Both sets of parents, their anniversaries are in September, in early September. So we had a family dinner that all the kids took care of and everything. And my sister-in-law's sister has a daughter that is my youngest daughter's age. They're about 3 years old, and they're exactly 3 months and 2 days apart. So they get along great. They were so cute playing together and everything. But I got them little gifts, and I got little Paw Patrol stuffies. If you have little kids, you probably know Paw Patrol. They're like, kids go ape over them. I don't know, they're like puppies and they save the day. Anyway, so they got those little stuffies, but I also crocheted them these little hats. These little monster hats. And they are identical. This one is for my daughter, so it was just a fun little project to do with the braids. However, my daughter is sometimes rambunctious and decided that this was more of a toy, and she likes to swing it around by the braids, and she was stretching it out yesterday, so I told her she's not allowed to wear it until it gets cold out. But that was a fun little project with the little pom-pom and the little monster eye and all that stuff. And I did share with you last week the hats that were sent that I made for my sister. I made her a Bruins hat, a Boston Bruins hat, a slouchy hat that was like the same eggplant purple yarn that I'm making the shawl out of, and then I made her one more hat out of it's actually using this yarn, the basic, like, you can find this in Michael's wool yarn. It reminds me of a sock monkey, I guess. Yeah, so I made her a hat out of that. It's like a 1x1 rib. I don't know if I showed that on the podcast. I can't remember. But yeah, those are sent in the mail to her. I sent those out to her, so she should be getting them in a few days, and I'm super excited to see if she likes them. I'm sure she will. What else have I been working on? I finished my Dumbledore's Christmas Stockings sock pattern. So I have 2 of them now, and this is how I'm going to show them, because as of yet, ow, I still don't have any sock blockers. What is wrong with me? I got to get to Knit Picks and buy some stinking sock blockers. And then this is the other one, and it's still, the ends are not woven in, and I don't know why. I usually weave them in right away. So there's these 2 guys. They could use a blocking, but when you put them on, they really shape up really well. They look awesome. So that is added to my box of socks Cal, which is a year-long knit-along hosted by Kristen of Wool and Vine Yarns. That is, I don't even know what pair that is, my 9th or 10th. And so I started another pair of socks today. This is a Regia yarn, and it doesn't have a colorway, but it's a black and pink, and it's like a zebra stripe. So cool. So I started those. Just I did a 3x1 rib, knit through the back loop, knit 3 through the back loop, and then purl 1, with a 56 count cast on. I believe they're Chiagu 3mm, I think they're 3mm. Yep, 3mm needles, and then just stockinette. That's what I'm doing. Just a plain stockinette sock, but the pattern speaks for itself. I don't need to do anything fancy with it. So yeah, that is something I'm working on. And the reason I'm working on this is because I'm going to that Knitters Fair this weekend, and in case there's a chance for me to sit down and knit, I want to have something easy to take out of my bag and knit on. So I thought I would start that, and then I got a little carried away with it because it's fun. And I got this bag at Old Navy, and it still has the tags on it. Super cheap, but like the perfect canvas bag. I love it. And you can just like throw everything in it. I just have my socks in there right now. Yeah, I just got that the other day. So that's also fun. I have not gotten any farther on my Find Your Fade shawl. I still have just this goodness happening, the little thong happening. But I definitely have plans for it. I was looking through my stash and I have a few ideas. And I have some, I guess they're like minis or unicorn tails that I bought, last year at the Knitters Fair, that I might add into this. So I think it's going to be a very colorful shawl. And so speaking of shawls, I mentioned in the last podcast about my new obsession with Stephen West. I think I'm going to do the knit along for the eyeball shawl, and I believe Legacy Knits is hosting that with somebody else. I cannot remember, but I have been blasting through all the Legacy Knit podcasts. I think it took me like 2 weeks to go through the entire year. What has she been doing it for, a year and a half? Love them, mother and daughter, Chelsea and Sue. Love their stuff. Love their knitting. Their stuff is beautiful. They have some really cool stuff happening in their lives. Their Legacy Knits, Fiber Arts. What is it? Legacy Fiber Arts. Their yarn dyeing company is just really taking off. I'm so proud of them. They're so happy about it. They're so positive about everything in their lives, and it's just watching them, it just makes me feel so positive about everything. And like they'll be like, it's so hot out, but they love it. It's so cold out, but they love it. Like they just love everything about life, and that's just really how I feel like everybody should view life, just so positive, because like we all have negative things happening in our lives. We do. Everybody's got their crap, and I do, you do, but you have to look at it in such a good light and just like see the good part of it, because it's like, hey, I'm alive another day. I'm here. I get to knit another day. And it just really, watching them and having that kind of influence. I don't talk to them. They don't know me. I don't really know them just from what I watch on YouTube. They have such a good influence on me, and they just make me feel so positive. I can't say it enough. So they make me happy. They make me want to just like try new things, and that's kind of the reason I've been branching out on stuff. I'll find a podcast I really like and then catch up on it, like blow through the years that they've been podcasting. I did that with so many, and now that I'm up to date with everybody, it's great because I can do like the knit-alongs and the giveaways and stuff like that. I love that. But yeah, Legacy Knits is my new one, and I think what I'm getting at is they are hosting the eyeball shawl, and I think that starts in September. So I got to get my yarn for that. Hopefully I will be able to find something this weekend and not have to spend too much money on it. I'm going to have to look that one up though, because I'm not exactly sure when that starts. And I don't even know what kind of yarn I will need. And I have a lot of shawl stuff going on because speaking of Stephen West, he has a mystery knit along starting in the end of October, I think. I might post it under here. Yeah, the end of October or something like that. And I don't even remember the name of it. Hopefully I can put that here on the screen too. I'm super excited about that. I have no idea what it's going to entail, but it doesn't matter. If I don't know how to do it, I'll learn. Not really too worried about that. Not really scared about that at all. I'm just super excited. And it's just like fun to be part of that little community of a bunch of other people doing the same thing. And like Stephen West, come on, I'm like head over heels for his stuff. He's awesome. I want to meet him. I want to meet him so bad. Like, he loves color. This reminds me, I was thinking, when a million years ago, where I used to live in the States, I had this group of friends. We all had little babies at the same time. This was a long time ago. And we would all get together and we would quilt. We had this quilting thing, and we would do it probably like once a month, and everybody would host it at their house different times, and we would have drinks and food, and we would quilt. And sometimes when the babies were little, we would bring the babies because a lot of us would have like babies at the same time. And it was just super, super fun and nice. But I was just thinking of that and like thinking of my quilts. My quilts were always like crazy. I was not ever afraid to put colors together. And everything, I just felt like I know it'll turn out great in the end. Like funky patterns and designs and colors, and just always looked so great in the end. There were probably only a couple of duds, maybe, that just didn't look good, but I've never been afraid of color. That said, there is a white wall behind me, but there's a reason for that. This room used to be really dark, so I think the white wall looks better. Anyway, off topic. But yeah, color, Stephen West. I cannot wait to do that mystery knit along. That book begins whenever I found out. I think the end of October. I think I put it on the screen. Super excited about that. I have to get yarn for that, and I have no idea what I'm going to get, but we will see. Hopefully I'll be able to share that at the next podcast. I intend to have a huge haul from the Knitters Fair. However, in reality, that probably won't happen. I'm going to be very budget wise, and that's just how I go. But because there are specific things that I want. Yes, I have a list of things. Because if I go there and I don't have a list, I'm going to forget everything I wanted to get. So going there for specific things, and yeah. So speaking of mystery knit-alongs, I'm actually doing my first mystery knit-along with Mina Phillip from the Knitting Expat podcast. She's an amazing pattern writer, amazing knitter. I follow her on Instagram. She's so talented. And so I started her new mystery knit-along for the Road to Rhinebeck, called the Road to Rhinebeck shawl. And I am not going to Rhinebeck. However, it seems like it's going to be so much fun this year. Like, Molly from A Homespun House is going to be there, like, along with, like, Legacy Knits. And that's actually before Rhinebeck, but in that area, in that time frame, and then, of course, Rhinebeck. So exciting. I'm going to live vicariously through everybody else, and I know there's going to be a lot of podcasters talking about it, and probably Christy Glass Knits, her channel, Christy Glass, she will get some good footage. You know she will. So I'm doing the Road to Rhinebeck shawl mystery knit along with Mina Phillips. My phone is going crazy tonight. I'm sorry. I'm not even that popular. I got just nothing special for my yarn. Again, I say nothing special, but it's still yarn and it's really pretty. And it's just this DK weight yarn because that's what the pattern calls for. I don't want to give too much away because the first clue did just come out this past Saturday, just a few days ago. If you are doing the mystery knit along and you happen to be watching this and you haven't done the first clue, I'm going to just tell you to look away, and I will tell you when to look back. I'm really sorry. But this is the first part. I'm using a gray, like a nice cool gray color and a nice cool blue color. And this is what it looks like. So it had a nice garter tab cast on. And that's all it is right now. So I'm super, I mean, obviously the first part is the easy, and it took me it felt like it took 5 minutes, but it was fun to do. I'm sure the rest of it's going to be gorgeous. It is supposed to be high contrast. And I'm not sure if you can tell from far away that there's the gray and the blue, but I have faith that it's going to look beautiful. I may cast on another one because I'm really wanting to have shawls, like wraps and scarves and stuff, because I refuse to knit scarves. But a shawl as a scarf is perfectly fine in my eyes. But I can see the way it's shaping up, and I kind of see where she's going with it. I'll get the next clue this Saturday, so I can't wait. Everybody will leave me alone. And I will be working on that for sure. Maybe cast on another one too with some more high contrasting colors. I think, yeah, I'll talk about that later. Yeah, so that's that. I'm super excited about it. It's my first mystery knit along. And I definitely plan on doing a lot of knit alongs in the future. That is my new thing, is just trying new things. Yeah, so that is some stuff that's happening right now. Now, last podcast, I was just about, it was like the day before I was going to a tent sale at the Spin Right outlet in Listowel, Ontario. I think they have one in the States too. I want to say North Carolina, but I'm not sure. Maybe even another one. Maybe Virginia, I don't even know. Somewhere in the States, I think they have another one. Anyway, there's one not too far from me. I went with 2 ladies from my local knitting group. One of them I did not know. The other one is the one who organizes the knitting group. And she actually said she would come on the podcast with me, so I'm super excited about that. And she wants me to, she teaches knitting classes, and she's going to have me assist her in a knitting class coming up in November. So I'm super excited that she even asked me. We get along really well, and I can't wait for that. It's beer and wine and knitting, and she had me a beer and wine and knitting. What could be better than that? So anyway, we went to that Spin Right tent sale, and a lot of it is, it's got a lot of patterns. Yeah, patterns yarn, and there's a lot of stuff that I wasn't really interested in, but they did have the patterns, classic wool in the worsted weight. I'm not a big fan of worsted weight, but it definitely has its place. And they came in like a pack of like 8 or 10. Hi. They came in a pack of 8 or 10, and so I got this color, which is called yellow, but it's more like a goldenrod. And then I got this pink color, also this basket full of yarn.
Mommy, stop talking.
I'm talking to the podcast viewers. I told you I was doing a podcast. Do you want to say hi? You want to sit here with me? Okay. I have my little co-host, Nadia. Here she is. So I have these 2 colors. And I'll just, like, I made those little hats for Nadia and her friend out of the pink. I might do a sweater for her because it's super soft. It's very, very soft. And I can see it as like a cute cardigan for her. I can see this as like a cowl or something. It's so thick, so it would be nice and cozy and plush. Just like a quick knit or crochet infinity scarf or a cowl or something like that. And then there was a pack. They only had 1 Patons Croy sock yarn available, and it was. But I was like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. So it was the Patent Croy Socks FX in the Copper Colors colorway, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's 6 of them. So, and it's soft. I mean, I can make 3 pairs of socks, which I'm not going to do. I don't think I'm going to make socks in this color because it's a boy color. My husband doesn't really like socks. No, he likes socks. He wears socks all the time, but I don't think he's too keen about knitted socks, which kind of makes me sad. But then that leaves more sock knitting for myself. Okay, you want to stop that for a sec? Because you can see it. Look, you can see it on the camera, and people can't see us. I think they just rather see you. I have no idea what I'm going to make out of all of that sock yarn, but I'll make something. And actually, that reminds me that I also got something else there, because not only was there the tent sale, but there's also the Spin Right store. Sorry, off camera talking. Okay, sorry about the 3-year-old antics here. So there's also the Spin Right store, so we went and saw it, and that was like jackpot. They had not every, but so many different kinds of yarn.
Stop talking, Mommy.
Bye. They had so many different kinds of yarn that you could.
Please stop talking.
Okay, you can't say that. That's not very nice. Yeah, so I got this Sugar Bush Rapture. It is 50% llama soft, 50% superfine merino wool. And it's 100 grams each, and one colorway is called... All right, technical difficulties, sorry. I was just looking for the colors on these.
Is it knitting?
Yeah, it's knitting. Okay, one is Passion Plum. Passion Plum.
Is it plum?
Yeah, and the other one is Ravishing Rose, and they're super duper soft. I'm talking on my podcast.
What's that?
Do you approve? Do you like these? Yeah, they're soft, huh?
That's purple.
Yeah, they're both like purpley, and not sure if they're being blown out, if the color is translating correctly, but they're gorgeous in person. I'm thinking a cowl or a hat. I don't know, but I feel like I don't want to waste it on those. But what else could there be? It's a the weight is kind of, let's see, is this a, it doesn't say, it's a, okay, so it's a size 4, you would use a size 7, so I'm thinking like a DK weight, maybe a little bit thicker than that. Really pretty though, so we'll see. I'm not really sure what I'm going to be doing with that. What else do I have? Okay, so, I showed you my daughter's, I'm sorry, I keep getting up. I can't help it. I showed you this granny square blanket that I'm making for my little one for her bed. And I was going to take it apart, but after I saw it on the podcast, I thought it looked really pretty, but there's only that much of it. I did end up buying more yarn for it actually at the Spin Right because it's Patton's yarn, so there was tons of it. So after seeing it though on the podcast, I'm like, ugh, I really like that, so I'm not going to take it apart, but I still don't know that I'm in love with it. I think though, what I might do without having to take it apart, and this is crazy, but I think I'm going to do it, and let me know what you think, is I'm going to take the other balls of yarn that I bought of the same color and make a a Cozy Memories blanket. Knit that instead. Not sure. I'm thinking that might be kind of a really cool blanket for her. Excuse me. They'll all be the same color. Obviously, it's the same colorway. I really like those colors for her. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not, but I'm thinking I can at least do that if without having to take apart all of the work that I did, and then whichever one I do end up taking apart, really there's no love lost there. Also, speaking of cozy memory blankets, I think I'm going to go down that rabbit hole. I think I'm going to do it with my leftover sock yarn. So I'm making the hexagons, which I've showed you before, and I have not made any progress on those. For some reason, I've just been scared away of crocheting lately. I have to be like in the mood for crocheting. But I'm making hexagons with the leftover sock yarn, but obviously I'm going to have a cajillion balls of leftover sock yarn. I already do. And I'm thinking I'm going to make a Cozy Memories blanket out of that because, I mean, it's a cozy memory blanket. Cozy Memories, Coziest Memory. I know there's so many out there. Basically a mitered square blanket with all my scrap sock yarn. And I say this right now, I'm not doing the granny stripe blanket. I know I won't do that. I can say that for sure. So if you watch this and then you watch future episodes, you can quote me on that and be like, you said you weren't gonna make a granny stripe blanket. We'll see. I don't know. I don't think I will, though. I have too many other things to do. So, okay. So that is all the stuff I'm working on, which it's really not that much. Mostly because I've been working on that Mara shawl and I really want to get it done. And I will definitely have that to show you next time. So just one more thing at the Listowel. Listowel is the town that the tent sale is in, and they do every year they do a Listowel yarn bombing, and they yarn bombed the town, and it was so cool to see it. So I'm gonna include some footage in the end, and so you can take a look at that. And I didn't even get nearly as much as I would have liked to, just because I was having camera problems. I always have camera problems, and I take too many pictures with my phone and then don't take them off my phone even when I put them on my computer. I'm bad like that because I've lost pictures in the past, so I'm afraid to lose pictures, so I kind of hoard my pictures. Anyway, I didn't have a lot of room on my camera to take pictures, on my phone to take pictures, and then I didn't have my camera for part of it. But it was really cool, trust me, it was really cool. And the girls that I was with, the one that hosts the knit-alongs that we do, I was like, we need to do this where we live, and she agreed. And then she knows somebody who owns a knitting shop or something along the lines, not just a knitting shop, a yarn store. So she's going to talk to her and maybe we'll do something like that. We'll get a group of us to yarn bomb our little city. And it's kind of funny that nobody does that. I think in the past they've done that because where I live, it's a university town. University city. And it's very artsy. There's a lot of art stuff going on. It's a very up and coming area, or maybe it's already here. I don't know. It's just really cool. Very artsy. And so I'm surprised there's not more yarn bombing happening around. So we definitely have to do that. And I just have a couple of promotions that I want to do. Sorry, off camera again. I just have to grab this business card. So the other woman that I went to the tent sale with, her name is Darcy, and she has an Etsy store called Dee's Cozy Creations, and you can find her at deescozycreations.etsy.com. There's her card. I don't know if you can see that. But she crochets, she crochets a lot of different things, like little, I don't even know if that's focusing. Little hats and slippers, and she does rice packs. And I looked at her shop and she's got some really cute stuff on it, so I asked her if I could talk about her on the show, and she said sure on the podcast. And so check her out, her little Etsy shop again, deescozycreations.etsy.com. And also super exciting, so I was looking online about the Knitters Fair coming up this weekend, and come here. Somebody's tired. The Knitters Fair coming up this weekend, I was looking at the different vendors, and one of them, I don't even remember why, but why I looked at them or why they stood out. Maybe they said they were opening a new shop. They're going to be at the Knitters Fair, and then they have a grand opening on September 30th, I believe, of a new yarn store really close to me. So very close to where my mother-in-law lives, and we're over in that area a lot. So that's called,
You tell me?
That is going to be, the name of it is Galt House of Yarn, I believe, and that's in Cambridge, Ontario.
Cambridge.
And I'm super excited. I've been in touch with them on Instagram and Facebook, and I will definitely be meeting them at the Knitters Fair this weekend, so I'm super excited about that. I'm hoping it's an awesome yarn store, but I mean, come on, of course it's going to be awesome. And there is that. So I'm excited about that. And so I also have I have all that bare, plain yarn that I talked about. I didn't show you, but I talked about it, I think 2 episodes ago. And it's just sitting there begging to be dyed. And I figure if I have all that yarn to dye, I might as well dye it, and I can use it for my fade. I can maybe use it for my Stephen West knit along. I can mystery knit along. I can use it for the eyeball shawl knit along. I have so many things that I can use it for. So, and I can do some practicing with my dyeing. So I bought a big thing of citric acid, a large amount of citric acid on Amazon Prime. So that will be getting here tomorrow, and I'll be hopefully dyeing this weekend because I have all the dyes and I have the yarn and I have all the supplies. I just don't have the citric acid, which is kind of imperative to have when dyeing yarn. So I'm excited about that. I have lots of yarn to dye. Hopefully I'll have some cool stuff to show you next podcast. Yeah, so thank you so much. I don't think I even said thank you. Thank you for watching. If you're a new viewer, thank you for checking me out. I hope you enjoy it. And check me out again if you like it. If you don't like it, that's fine. You know, whatever. I don't care. No harm, no foul. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for sticking with me and giving me a chance. Everybody, thanks for giving me a chance. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, have a great time knitting or whatever you're doing. I'm off to put the child to bed and then have some dinner, just relax a little bit. My husband's at work right now, so he will be coming home and we'll have either burritos or burrito bowls, a nice, delicious, healthy vegan meal. And yeah, just super easy. I think that is him that keeps texting me. So I am gonna sign off and have fun knitting, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Wait. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Nadia, did you want to talk about your knitting? Here, talk about your knitting.
Maybe.
What is that? What color yarn is that?
It's pink.
Yeah, do you like it? Yeah, it's really pretty. Did I make your monster hat with that yarn? Yeah. Did you like it?
That's a monster hat.
Yeah, for you and your friend, right?
Yeah, that's my friend.